Hello and welcome to my day 2 of Costa Rica. And I'm starting with this tree because I thought it was fascinating. It is being eaten from the inside out by a little fungus. Those little white things, that's the fungus eating the tree. The first animals we're going to look at are eyelash vipers. I saw 2 of them today, very tiny little juveniles. This one's in a philodendron, this one's just hanging out on this little branch. And I love snakes, so this is so cool. I have a feeling a lot of you are going to like this next one. It is a sloth, a 3-toed sloth. It was very high in the tree, so this is through a telescope. And I also saw some of these large birds. They are so cool, and so many different types of these large chicken-like things, which I think is just fascinating. Now, if you don't like spiders, close your eyes for a few seconds because we are looking at a tarantula. I saw 2 of them today. This one was the first one and just hanging out in the open, and the second one was hiding in this little cave. It was quite hard to get a picture of, but you can really see those colors shining through. And the last animal we're going to look at is these leafcutter ants, some of my favorite ants. Right behind trapjaw ants, which I unfortunately did not see today, but this colony of leafcutters were massive. I was walking down the trail and there were like 7 or 8 of these little crossings of leafcutter ants just carrying so many leaves to farm and feed their fungus. Because if you didn't know, leafcutter ants are actually farmers. They bring back these little pieces of leaves so that they can grow a fungus and eat that fungus. And they are very protective, they are very good, and they nurture it, they clean it, they dispose of trash. It is wonderful and amazing, and it was so cool to see so many of these amazing ants. It is a dream of mine to own one of these colonies one day, but they are super hard to keep, so I don't think that's going to be happening. Luckily, trapjaw ants are a lot easier to keep, and I do think I will get one of those one day soon. But seeing these in the wild is just breathtaking. And now on to orchids. This is the one I showed you yesterday, the bud right outside the hotel lobby. This one smells really good at night, so I'm really excited to go try and sniff it tonight. But as we go higher in the mountains, then the views get amazing, but the orchids also get even more amazing. So I can't wait to show you this little tiny miniature Stelis orchid. I don't know exactly what species it is, unfortunately, but it was massive and had so many spikes on it, just starting to open their flowers. I have one of these at home, not this species, it's a little larger, but they are so cool, and I love watching how these things grow in the wild. You can learn so much about them, because in our homes we want them to look perfect, but out here they just want to survive and pass on their genes to the next generation. So it's a really different experience. This is a bamboo orchid. It is very tall and it blooms beautifully, but it is invasive. It's native to Asia, but you can find them in most tropical places in the Americas. And this Prosthesia stole the show because it was such a nice specimen-sized plant just covered in flowers. Unfortunately, it was the end of the blooming cycle for that plant, so I only caught the tail end and the last few flowers, but it was still absolutely stunning, and I loved seeing that one and smelling it. It is so good. Now this next little clump of pictures is orchids I don't really know the name of because they don't have flowers, but I do know they are orchids, and this little first group is pleurothalids that I saw. There were so many of them. But unfortunately without flowers it is impossible to tell what they are. But it was really fascinating seeing how much sun these plants are getting because it is a lot more than you'd expect. They just want to survive and get as much energy as possible. They don't really care about how perfect the leaf looks, like us home growers do. And the next group is Oncidium orchids. Again, I do not know what the species are, but I do know at least one of the species. And that is because Oncidium polycladium, I think is how you say it, is very common down here, and I know a lot of people around here have seen those flowers. But I am almost positive that is not the only species of Oncidium I saw because a lot of the leaves looked quite different from each other. And for all my non-orchid people, have you ever seen an alocasia live in a tree? Because I hadn't. And look at this absolutely stunning philodendron, I think, just hanging down from a very tall tree. It was so cool to see. I hope you enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow so you can see everything I saw.